So this episode of Slaves Only starts off really chaotic, and I try my best to structure the events that unfold in the first few minutes, but like I said, it's pretty chaotic. We start where we left off at the end of the last episode, just outside the stone camp located here. We make our way to the nearest town so our new guys, the Wall and Stork, can heal up. We make it to town with no problem. Now I'm sure you're probably thinking, nerd, I don't care. You promised me chaos. I want chaos. Don't worry, I got you. Here's where it all begins. After getting all healed up, we decided to leave town to see what's around the area. As we were leaving town, there were some racists following us, saying slurs to the Wall, calling him... Now, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but they were calling him a stick man. I know. I'm not a racist. I'm just quoting what someone else was saying. Please don't cancel me. Now, I ain't about to let some heckin' racists get away with calling my boy a stick man, so we jumped them. The Wall goes down almost immediately, but he tried his best. Can't fault the guy for that. While everyone else is teaching these heckin' racists a lesson and respect, wouldn't you know it, some slave traders came waltzing up out of nowhere and just scooped my boy up and enslaved him. Well, I'm sure the Wall really enjoyed his half a day of freedom. Back to the fighting. Alec is holding his own, just being a real boss out here. Everyone else, however, not so much. Both Tuck and Stork are on the ground. Luckily, the city guards came rolling up and started putting the hurt on these races. Once the fighting is over, everyone gets all healed up and is now in the bar in town. I noticed the Wall has fallen back into his slave mindset and has fallen his master out of town. Now I think, you know what? I bet I could just have Tuck sneak over, pick him up, and then just walk back to the bar with no one caring. For some reason, I thought this was going to be a good idea. It was not. Not only did the slavers get upset, but the heckin' United Cities also got upset once we were fighting the slavers. So now we have both of them hacking away at us. As you might imagine, this does not go well for us at all. We get absolutely wrecked, and everyone either ends up getting imprisoned or enslaved. In case you forgot, the whole point to this playthrough is to free others from being slaves, not to become slaves ourselves. That is not what the slave only means here, okay? Something has gone wrong. Okay, time to fix the mess I got myself into. I start with Tuck. This ain't his first rodeo. He's been in this spot before. He dips between some buildings, frees himself, and sneaks back to the bar. Easy, no problem. Alec, on the other hand, is in a loop with the slave traders wanting to transport him out of town and getting wrecked by the United City guards. My guy can't get a break, and there's nothing I can do to fix the situation, so I'm left to just hope the problem fixes itself and he doesn't die from the guard. Oh, Stork? Yes, Stork is just bleeding out in some random cage that no guard ever goes to. Now I'm gonna be honest here. I do not care about Stork, so I just have him unlocked in his own cage and try to crawl back to the bar himself. Whatever happens with Stork, happens. Back to Alec. He's finally able to get out of his cage without the guards attacking him. I have him hide behind a wall, then try the old, just have Tuck pick him up and try to sneak back to the bar. You know, the thing that started this whole mess? Yeah, apparently I don't learn from my mistakes. To give myself some credit, we do almost make it back to the bar, but of course some heckin' guard had to notice Tuck. At this point, I'm just like, the heck with it. Let's just try and see if Tuck can outrun the guards. Yeah, no, he couldn't. But for whatever reason, the guards only take Tuck and not Alec. That's huge. This gives me a chance to set up a campsite outside of town that we can regroup at rather than trying to get back to the bar unnoticed. Just to bring everything that's happened so far together, let's have a little check-in on everyone's situation. Alec is resting at the camp. The Wall is a slave back at the stone camp. Stork got noticed just as he was about to make his way into the bar. And Tuck is dying in that random cage that no guard ever goes to. Yeah, so Tuck is dying to the guards not wanting to heal him. Now, if you get the irony in that, you're a real one, and I appreciate you. The only thing I can do at this moment is hope Alec's legs heal faster than Tuck bleeds out, and just YOLO Alec into town to heal Tuck. Thankfully, this does happen. I don't have to lose my original guy to something stupid like guards not wanting to heal him. Stork? Yeah, remember him? He's now outside of town, following his master to the stone camp. So I take the same approach as last time and have him just walk off, and whatever happens, happens. Well, what ends up happening is he's able to just walk away with no problem. Easy. Now I had the thought, let's try the same strategy with the Wall and see if he's able to just walk out of the stone camp. And would you believe it, he's able to. The only thing to do now is wait for Tuck to heal enough to sneak out of town, which took forever ever, but eventually it did happen, and the boys were all back together. And as soon as we were able to, we dipped right out of the desert. Now, even though we were leaving the desert in haste because we were all just enslaved or imprisoned, or we just had a terrible time, of course I get distracted by some wandering nomads and decide, you know what I really need right now? I need a bone dog. Yeah, that's what we need right now. And as you can imagine, I end up getting the bone dog, and he is named Speedy. Speedy was soon introduced to the reality of what life with us was going to look like by almost dying. Yeah, he better get used to near-death experiences because it's going to happen a lot to him. We found ourselves at a way station in the Gray Desert where we set up some sleeping bags in an abandoned building to squat in. Over the next few days, we trained our combat stats by getting into almost any kind of fight we could. Some were really easy, like rebel farmers. Others were really stupid for me to even try to attempt, like a spider. But we were able to make decent amount of cash from the tougher fights, so it kind of weighed itself out. The combat training came to an abrupt end once I noticed the wall was missing a leg. Yeah, a hiver losing a limb. I'm sure nobody's seen that coming. The wall is lucky I like him, because if it was anyone else, I would have just kept on training and been like, yeah, you can just wait there. But as soon as I noticed the wall was missing a leg, I was like, oh, this whole operation's off. Time to go get some robotics for the wall. More than likely spending all the cats the last few days we just spent getting. Now, Tuck and Stork are fast enough to make it through the acid without getting any damage done to them, or any significant damage done to them. But Alec had to carry the wall, as he was the only one with enough acid protection to just walk so slow through the acid. Everyone made it back to the Black City with no problem, other than Speedy, who was attacked by a spider. But Tuck was fast enough to run over, heal Speedy up, then carry him back to town with them. Back in town, the wall got a brand new masterwork scout leg and was up and ready to go in no time. Afterwards, I noticed a bounty for 10,000 cats and was going to see if Tuck could knock him out, but then I noticed it was for the United Cities, and I was not about to go near any of those cities again anytime soon. With the wall having his new leg, it was time for us to go wander off somewhere and see where we would end up. Eventually we made it to the other side of the Black Desert, to the Smuggler's Bar. We didn't stay here long as there was really nothing we needed at the moment, so we quickly headed off. While we were wandering, I noticed some dust bandits and thralls fighting. Now I thought I would be fine to just walk past them without getting attacked, but we must have been running way too slow or something, because they instantly got aggro onto us, and would you guess it, the wall loses another leg in the very next fight that he's in. With the fighting done, I set up a campsite out of the way where I thought enemies would be walking, but that was not the case. We kept on getting attacked over and over again. Every time we tried to heal, the dust bandits would just run right back and attack us, and we were still too injured to be able to run away from them. So there was really not much I could do rather than just fight them until we all got knocked down and they wandered off. Now I say this next part with a very heavy heart. While the dust bandits kept on attacking us, when we were all down and nobody could get up, they butchered Speedy. I tried all I could to prevent this, but at the end of the day, there was nothing I could do to save Speedy. So with a tear in my eye, I take Speedy's skin and all of its meat. This is Kenshi after all. Eventually, we were all able to heal up without the dust bandits attacking us anymore. Finally, after everyone was all healed and ready to leave this place, we got our first encounter with a beak thing. And thank God it was only one. If there was even one more beak thing, I truly believe this would have been the end for our little slave-only group here. Tuck and Alec were able to kill the beak thing with little trouble. Alec was the only one that took any damage, so with a quick rest, we were finally able to leave and head off somewhere safer. On the map, I discovered Flats Lagoon. I was like, sure, that'd probably be a good safe place to rest up. As soon as we got to Flats Lagoon, the first thing I did was get the wall another new leg. Hopefully he can get into more than just one fight without losing a limb this time. I ain't gonna hold my breath on that happening though. So here we are. With all that done, I feel like this is a good stopping point for this episode of Slaves Only. Thank you if you made it this far into the video. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you haven't enjoyed the video. I hope to see you next time.